Albert's Entanglement, the Quasiverse Revealed. Chapter 1. The curtain opens. There is multiple universes. Everything has and is the center of their own universe. Every universe has a unique perspective and story in the shared universe. The story in question will be shared by this Narra unit. Narra is the narrator authorizing recapitulation analysis device that most everyone has. These devices are tied to each other as well as the Narra main quantum artificial intelligence. Saying that Narra is a technological wonder would be an understatement. There are many variations of Narra depending on the task that the Narras choose. They replicate like cells, doubling with each reproductive cycle at the magical number 64. They choose the main essence task or desired purpose for existence. Each cell can function as an individual, or they can pull together to become something with a greater purpose. Most personal Narra devices are capable of flight and are equipped with 4 retractable mechanical limbs, allowing them to perform many small tasks. They also feature 3-dimensional recorders and a 3-dimensional projector to display events necessary for completing designated tasks. All Narra devices are loyal to the owner and its chosen programmed purpose, although we also have a sense of individuality that is connected to the hive mind main quantum Narraye. This Narra unit, your narrator, present task is to recapitulate the events dealing with the vanished Gateway shuttle spacecraft and its crew. Let us go quasi to explore a separate universe reality, one that is only real in our imagination. It starts with a previous timeline that began existing when the higher heart mind became the dominant paradigm of mankind. Man has become a galactic member of the Quasiverse. The starship Neuron is where the vanishing occurred, so let us begin there. The ability to tell this story is only possible because the Gateway shuttle and crew have just recently returned in a reappearing act as amazing as the vanishing. Both sides of the story can be told. The search for the vanished crew has been critical in discovering mind travel. This recap is from the perspective of the Gateway crew, starting from the day of the vanishing. First, you must meet the crew. Each member has a story worth volumes, although we will make the introductions brief. First, we have the captain known as Seth. Many remember Seth from the dream vacation that the famous Albert Jennings journal shared with the consciousness. Seth is a shapeshifter with intrinsic empathy and compassion for everything he has within his orbit. His orbit has expanded greatly, as many will see as this recap continues. Seth is also known for being the first soul retriever, retrieving the soul spirit of his lost love, Shauna. Shauna is the Gateway shuttle pilot. She is a clone with the soul spirit consciousness memory of her life with Seth in the dream reality, as well as her life in what many refer to as prime reality. Shauna and Seth have a symbiotic relationship. They read each other like one mind, with Shauna struggling for self-awareness on occasion. Her strength is legendary, as she willed herself back into this prime reality. Seth found Shauna from his heart memory in a dreamscape, and together they brought her into prime reality. Together with the rest of the crew, they will vanish for almost 10 years. Next crew member is a Zero or King Zero, if you ask him. Zero is a 5th-generation alien from the planet Bugger. His people got stranded on Earth over 2,000 years ago. The Scarab civilization landed in Central Africa. Just recently, they introduced themselves to the world. Zero is the Scarab King of Nothing. Zero is a lovable monarch that often has sarcastic remarks on how to gain control to become ruler of any situation or group of beings. His charm can make friends in any corner of the Quasiverse. This is why he is chosen to be the ambassador from his species. The chief science officer for the Gateway crew is Clipper. Clipper is also from Earth, although he is among the recently revealed shared inhabitants of this Mother Earth Gaia. Man is just beginning to discover our hidden neighbors. Clipper is from an advanced society in Middle Earth. The enlightened paradigm shift of this new era has allowed for many revelations. If you need a voice of logic and reason, Clipper is the best choice. Unfortunately, he was rarely listened to, though he was usually right. Clipper shrugged off his crew members' lack of confidence regarding his input as a lack of vision, making them an inferior species, yet still lovable. In this story, he would have a lot of "I told you" so's if he were a petty being. Peep is the next member of the Gateway Shuttlecraft crew. This is a very diverse crew, and Peep works for bird food. Peep evolved at one of the Gateway World Tour activations back on the 2045 Interdependence Day. Many animals made leaps in evolution. Peep rarely agreed with King Zero, but they are the best of friends. They would often team up to tease Clipper. Peep is also the first one to step up for any situation. No one is sure where the next member of the crew fits in. We are not even sure when or where he became a crew member. Jin is always lurking in the background. He has no design designation and rarely offers his thoughts or opinions. You might consider Jin to be the disposable character that no one would miss, although it is said that he manifested from the dreams and wishes of the childlike mind. The Gateway shuttle was scheduled for another run. The crew was gathered on the bridge of the Gateway. Nothing appeared to be out of the ordinary as they prepared for another routine shuttle run. The latest galactic news was premiering a story of the discovery of a pocket universe, with the news babbling aimlessly in the background. The crew was focused on port travel or teleport travel. Clipper, trying to make a point, pulls up a 3D display of the Milky Way galaxy from his narrow device, pointing at where the starship Neuron and Earth are located within the galaxy.
From here, we must know where we are calling or telling, say over here on the other side of the galaxy. There would have to be someone or something there to pick up our call. The tele will just ring with no answer. The port is not complete, therefore you cannot teleport. Those stars are 1,000 light years away, so we are looking at the past. Our tele must choose a place and a time for any hope of someone receiving the call.
Clipper could ramble endlessly if you let him. Zero jumps in with a bit of sarcasm.
What if we send a message ahead of time telling whoever to expect our call and please establish a time in the message, say 4:30 on Wednesday, 2 weeks from now?
Suddenly, Jin, who is usually silent, makes a suggestion.
Let us pool our intentions together and call that part of the galaxy, send out a loving intention for whoever to receive, look for a receptive intention.
Zero replies.
I love intention experiments. Let us do this. Come on, folks. Let us send a big greeting out to a specific place in the galaxy. Gather around now and send out a virtual hug to that specific portion of the galaxy.
The crew focused their intention with playful intent, sending out a vibration, welcoming any response. After a few moments, in a calm voice, Shona announces,
"Playtime is over. We have a space run to prepare for."
Clipper ends the projection of the galaxy saying,
You all tease me, no problem. It is fun, even if it is at my expense.
No one noticed that the news had stopped broadcasting as they continued the task of shuttle preparation. Nor did they notice that the observation dome showed a different background. They were heading towards the largest planet one could only begin to imagine. Ship's sensors tripped as automatic responses clicked into place. Inside the shuttle, there was little disturbance, while they seemed to be heading towards certain doom with a collision into this vast solar system-sized planetoid approaching rapidly. The crew responded to the sensor alarms as part of their checklist before looking at the observation dome. What they saw was beyond belief. They were no longer on the starship Neuron, but on a collision course with an enormous planet. It was happening so fast yet with no physical discomfort. You would think they would be flies spattered on the opposing wall, but there were no inertia responses. You would hardly notice if you did not look at the observation screen. In an instant, the planetoid was there with the shuttle heading towards a huge opening. The effects of this apparent movie are so realistic. We were like a grain of sand traveling through a 360-degree version of the Grand Canyon. Down, 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 or up, up, up. It was hard to tell. Maybe it was in. Grab your popcorn and kick back your seat. The visions are only going to get wilder. Suddenly, everything changed as we seemed to enter a contained solar system, a central sun with 3 orbiting planet-sized moons within the great planetoid. The Gateway shuttle was able to land. This would only confirm the reality of what just happened. With a whistle and a chirp, Peep spoke up first.
That's wild. question is where?
Clipper noted.
The surroundings are plush with plant life, along with diversified animal life. Readings show a very welcome environment. We should send out NARA probes to further survey our surroundings.
5 NARA probing devices were dispatched, programmed to return in 48 hours. Meanwhile, back on the Starship Neuron, at the loading dock where the Gateway shuttle was docked, mass confusion ensued. The Gateway shuttle had simply disappeared. Surveillance from every angle revealed no unusual activity. The only clues available were the NARA audio recordings of the crew moments before the shuttle's disappearance. Search teams will need to be organized. Where do you begin? Who is best qualified to traverse the cosmos in a possibly vain search? A mystery that may never be solved. There were only audio recordings of the crew, so the location of the crew's intent teleport was unknown. How was this even possible? It was all done in jest. The mainstream gossip solar system news was ablaze with this news story. It was labeled The Vanishing. Could this be related to the discovery of a pocket universe? Theories popped up from many sources. Most agreed that the intent call that the crewmate had to have been received and accepted. But why and how would teleporting take place? How could a prank galactic call cause the Gateway shuttle to vanish? The news was also reporting that the team leading the search party would be none other than Albert Jennings and his close circle of family and friends. They are friends with 2 of the Gateway shuttle crew, the captain, Seth, and Shauna, his sole mate pilot. They are also the foremost experts on time-space quasiverse navigation. It is said that the repeated exposure from the tour gateway activations allowed this group's essence abilities to reach levels limited only to imagination or lack of imagination. Albert, along with a cast of family, friends, and even any evolved tribe of mice, are the stars of the Gateway World Tour on Interdependence Day 2045. The Gateway Shuttle is named to honor that global enlightening day. For the first time, this unique group will venture physically beyond Earth. They have journeyed as astral projections, traversed the dreamscape, penetrated interdimensional veils, and explored the Akashic Library. They have traveled as protons and neutrons, yet they have never embarked on a journey with their physical forms into outer space. This marks an extraordinary adventure,